That was, well, yeah.
Good selfish time.
Yeah, but we should emphasize that it is available for pre-order at this time.
But actually, I do want to say, too, I don't know, that one of the things that I hope narratively will be really cool with this book is as it has its life and progresses, I think that there's going to be this really cool effect where, because I don't give you everything at the beginning. I don't believe in that, and you know, I don't want to spell everything out. It was really important to me that we didn't necessarily do an origin story right away, because I just feel like, you know, that's kind of the obvious thing to do. But we will get to that origin story eventually, and I sort of see the storyline of Lucid sort of unfolding as like a tapestry almost, where you get little pieces of it at a time. So, you know.
Are there other characters you want to explore more that we're not really...
Talk about Voldemort.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a character in issue 3 who's introduced who's the British projector, a necromage named Ren, who is like already one of my favorite characters. She'll be in issue 3 at least. Maybe in issue 4.
As this is a love letter to your younger self.
Yeah.
This is probably issue 5 and 6 and 7 too.
So, and I think that this character Vivian Locke, who appears at the beginning of, early on in issue 1, I think there's a lot more to her as well. And especially Matthew. You know, Matthew starts off as sort of this, I think, you know, this classic heroic figure. He's, you know, he's a bit dashing, and he's a little wry and rakish, and but I think as his character unfolds over the course of time, there's going to be a lot of surprises there.
Very cool. So, well, I think, do you guys want to open up for some questions now?
Let's question it up. You guys have anything to ask? Do we have microphones or something?
There's a microphone right behind the projector. So.
I've got one that doesn't work.
Wait. Raise your hand if you're in the SARM. Yay! Excellent. That's all.
What's your costume?
That's the best place for that microphone where we can't see Can you move that microphone so we can actually see what you're talking to?
Hey guys, so I'm
I didn't understand if you knew that or not from the question, but I said to these guys, you know, I think that grim and gritty and dark and brooding has been done a lot, and I'm kind of sick of it as a reader. I wanted to do something that was bright. Again, one of my primary objectives is to make the book fun, and I didn't necessarily think to myself or to these guys we should go with an anime style. It's just that we were really happy with what Anna brought to the table, and one of the things I've learned as a writer doing this, that some of the best things that happen while creating a book like this are surprises, you know. Yeah, I guess, you know, I wanted it to have a bit of a bright, thematically there should be a sense of, with this new president, a sense of like change and hope, and I want the look of the book to sort of reflect that.
It's a very positive comic. I mean, it's, what we wanted to do is, it's 4 issues each, and we wanted to make sure that when you're putting down your $3.95 for this issue, you're getting a full story in every single chapter. You're getting a story with the beginning, middle, and end that is bright and is fun and is really just moves. The crazy thing about the book is the pace. It's such a kind of quickly paced, you know, action-packed book, and I think
trying to cram a lot into 22 pages.
Yeah,
I think we found our groove with it, you know.
I think so, and the thing that I love from an editorial perspective about Anna is that she does have kind of a manga influence, but there's also, because she's European, there's a really kind of interesting European storytelling that goes into it that, like Michael said, kind of harkens back to.
There's this cool illustrator named Ivan Villavin that you should go back and look at, because when I first saw her stuff, he's this classic fairy tale illustrator from the turn of the century, and that kind of reminded me of that. Especially the stuff in the back of the issue with there's a seance scene, and the ectoplasmic ghost creature that she designed I thought was so cool, and it reminded me of this sort of very almost Victorian character.
Was the single longest answer to a test I've ever given in history.
Thank you for the question.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Yes, that's all right.
You can buy it.
What's going on?
Hi, I'd like to ask Michael, when you write, do do you write did you write full scripts, or did you write page breakdowns, or how did you? I'm trying to do that now, and I don't know how to start.
Well, I actually started. It was really good because I had these guys that I sort of needed to pitch the story to and prove that I could actually write it. So I initially wrote like about a 10-page outline treatment. And I'd say 95% of that got thrown out of the window by the time I finished with the scripts. But, it's a process, and it sort of changed for me and evolved with me, and I got better and adapted as I went on. But I had a roadmap, I worked from that, I turned away from the road and paved my own way when I thought it would serve the story best. There are a lot of decisions I made early on when I was making it up in my head that when I got to that point in the book, I didn't think it was honest or really served the story as well as I thought it would. And then I broke down each issue into a page-by-page breakdown, which was really helpful. That's something that my editor, Paul Morrissey, told me to do. I literally explained everything that happened on each page. And then I wrote scripts from there. And then once we get the art in, and Sean DePasquale, who is our letterer, who's awesome, who I think is here, once he filled in the word balloons with my dialogue, I went through again and cut a bunch of stuff because, it's really about economy. Like Stephen was saying, I think the best comics keep the pace up and you try to trim it down as much as possible in terms of dialogue.
As an editor, I'd say go full scripts now.
Yeah, full scripts.
Alright, we got 10 minutes, so I want to try to get as many as possible.
Hi, thanks for coming to Comic-Con. I'm a history major and I very much enjoy that idea of your story of blending myth, history, and contemporary together. Some of the names of the characters in your book seem like they're historical composites. My question is, are they historical composites? And if they are, can we expect some foreshadowing about their character development?
This is going to sound like an odd answer, which is not necessarily. Every name is intentional. And I don't want it to necessarily be a world where every character is a descendant of somebody famous out of history, but those names are intentional. So, although I can say that I think what you're looking forward to, you'll get as the story comes along. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Hello.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
Now everyone just turn and look at your hat.
It's at Walmart for $5. Pretty awesome. But anyway, I have a quick question for Michael McMillian. Why am I so nervous? Because of his hat. No.
The greatest hat.
It's just like last year. I get nervous in front of him. Why? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, Michael, I recently just started my first novel last week, and it's so difficult because I've had a plan for 3 years, and I want to know, what does it take to be able to just start it? Because it always seems like the introduction is always the hardest thing to get through, and I just don't know how to get past that part because it just makes me nervous and wrecked up.
Just, I think Zach's got an answer.
You said that you get nervous when I'm in front of you. What? I see what you really have to do. That might have been the best question we've had so far.
I don't know.
I have yesterday, so.
Well, Michael, what do you think about that? You just gotta nose to the grindstone. Turn your phone off, sit in front of your computer, put on some good music, and just, get it out there.
Yeah,
just don't give up and just tell your story.
I mean, I've never tried to write a novel, so I don't know particularly that, but, it's hard work. Writing is hard work. Sit down, commit to it, and don't, maybe don't go back so early in the process and read over and start editing what you've done because you might be getting stuck.
Get it on the page.
I think that's my biggest problem. Constantly just
get it on the page.
Yeah.
There's a man, I can't remember the author's name. I think it's Anne Lamott, maybe. There's a Lamont. Word by Word. Go get this book called Word by Word. It's got all the answers you want.
Right.
And good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.